Let's talk about the best spring fragrances. So I am late to the game, but we're not yet into summer. So just give me some respite and let's check out a couple of fragrances for spring that I think you would really enjoy. Most of the time I'll tell you the deal with my list. For this list here, there are fragrances that I hope you will find that have a little bit more spices. It's fresh. It's a little bit of a lot of things coming together. They're very versatile. You could probably name this list a workhorse list, because I can genuinely see someone wearing any of these like a signature, or wearing it as a throughout the year fragrance. So if you want to come back to this list and you're just looking for a signature fragrance, then I recommend you do so. First fragrance that I have on this list is a certified banger. This is not talked about, but in its heyday it was amazing. It was an incredible fragrance, and still here and there you'll hear about it. This is Azzaro's Visit. You can pick this up for pretty cheap. This is such an amazing, it's got this interesting sprayer on it, very angular, but this is very reminiscent of Gucci Rush. So if you ever have smelt that unicorn of a fragrance, there's spices, there's cedar in this fragrance, there's a little bit freshness in the background. Such a great fragrance, lasts the whole day. This is Azzaro Visit. You can pick it up on the cheap. You have nothing to worry about. Like, I know people that have worn this for maybe like 15 years now, and they really love this fragrance because it's just a classic and it hits all the right boxes. This company, I mean, I'm not sure what's going on with it. Is it going out of business? Is it not? But you have to give them credit for always thinking outside the box. I don't think I've smelt anything from them which is not which is, you know, not which is ordinary, right? Everything I've smelled from them is quite different in its own way. They have their own taste. Maybe they filed for bankruptcy. I'm not sure. You can Google it. This is John Varvatos Vintage. This is such a dark. There's a little bit of sweetness in this fragrance. There's a little bit of leather in this fragrance. It's such a great fragrance in terms of those cooler days when it's raining, when it's not that sunny and it's not that warm outside. I love wearing this because it's so different. This thing pulls and gets compliments like nothing, like no other, right? So if you have not tried, while you can still find this around now, I think respectively, in about 5 or 6 years it'll be different and it'll be harder to find. Such a good fragrance in terms of the spring. This is John Varvatos Vintage. One of two fragrances from a house, a clone house, which does not get enough hype or press for that matter. This is, yeah, so I've done a review of both of these fragrances. This is in no particular order, by the way. Any of these are going to be great. This is Monarch's Timberland. Monarch's Timberland. The deal with Monarch's Timberland, this is Creed Spice and Wood. And if you've smelled, look at my review for Creed Spice and Wood, you'll know what I'm talking about. This house doesn't get enough hype, but I would argue in terms of the scent, it's amazing. It's like walking into a spice cabinet that's in the middle of an apple orchard. I think that's what I said in my previous review, but it's pleasant. It's got a bit of fruitiness. You know, the thing is, what makes a great spring fragrance is that it's very well balanced, right? You don't want too much fruit or too many spices. You want something which has a great blend, and this does it perfectly. This is Monarch's Timberland. I highly recommend checking that entire house out. And you might find some hidden gems in there as well. I am a big fan of vanilla, right? Summer, winter, whatever it is. I recently got this fragrance and I really enjoy it. I think this is perfect for the summer or the spring. This is Lolita Lempicka Green Lover. You know, the thing is, I do not like Anise. So Lolita Lempicka as a house, I wrote them off because Eau Masculin and everything else that they've produced was just bah, right? I never liked it. I never gravitated towards that scent. But if you try, what is this? Green Lover, you will be, I'm gonna actually spray it. you'll be thoroughly impressed. This is a fragrance which plays with your nose. So we have obviously vanilla, and there's a little bit, it's like a creamsicle. So if you like, I guess, ultra zest, you would definitely like this. If you're looking, it has a little bit of spices in the background, vanilla, a little bit of woods, not so much woods, but it's gourmand. It's a vanilla which is like borderlines gourmand, but is not actually a gourmand. So if you're looking for a vanilla and you think, hey, which I was under the impression, vanillas are for the most part restricted, exclusive for the fall and for the winter, I think you should definitely check out Lolita Lempicka Green Lover, right? Such an underrated fragrance as well. When I was in Saudi Arabia, right, I saw this fragrance. It's really like what they're trying. Obviously, they're trying to go with something which is similar to Le Labo. Okay, it's called Le Nafo, right? And this is it's called Oud A4. I don't know if they ship overseas or whatever it is, but I've smelled Oud 27, I think it is from Le Labo. This is different, but either way, the bottle, it's quite interesting. But if you can get your hands on this, and if you are in Saudi Arabia, I highly recommend checking them out. They're in Souq Tayyiba in Riyadh, and this is like an oud vetiver with a little bit of freshness in the background. It's a wearable oud, which oud by and large I love wearing in the winter. I love wearing it in colder months, but this will work extremely well during the spring as well, because it is definitely a wearable oud. And this is Le Nafo Oud A4. I did a review on this fragrance, you can check it out. I got this bottle, and I think this is one of those situations where people, either they wrote it off initially when it came out, but since then, in hindsight, people have gravitated towards it. And if you've been in the fragrance game long enough, you know about Sauvage, and people had written it off, but people came back. And this is very similar, in the same vein of not Sauvage and not Bleu de Chanel. This is H24 H24 by Hermes. So I've done a review on this as well. You can definitely check it out. This is like something you've never smelled before, right? It's very unique. So once you put your nose on this, you'll realize it has a mineral ozonic quality to it. Very, very nice, long lasting, not the greatest in terms of projection, but in terms of a fragrance, in terms of its composition, I think you really warrant, take the time to check this fragrance out and give yourself some time with it. Build, quote unquote, a relationship with this fragrance. It's not something that you can just judge off the bat. I think she did such a great job with composing this fragrance. It's just very nice, very pleasant, very uplifting. There's a brightness to it. There's a mineral quality to it. There's ISO E Super in here. So if compliments is your thing, then definitely check out H24. I think you'll garner tons of compliments while you smell unique. Here is my other Monarch fragrance. This is called His Majestic Oud. I have Royal Oud somewhere. I just couldn't pull my bottle on it. If you want a comparison and to figure out what Royal Oud was the best, I have a video somewhere that talks about Royal Oud and a bunch of other clones. Here, spoiler alert, this is the one that I recommended. This is the one that I said you should definitely check out, because everything else misses certain parts of Royal Oud, whereas this does not. Lemon, pink berries, galbanum, cedar root, sandalwood, agarwood, obviously all of those things, and cedar being the biggest player in Royal Oud. Check out Monarch's His Majestic Oud. If you are thinking about getting Royal Oud and you're like, it's just too much, it doesn't last on some people, I don't think there's a much batch variation in Royal Oud, but if you want something less inexpensive, then check out his Majestic Oud. You will not regret this inspiration of Royal Oud. This is from Montaigne, and with Montaigne Parfum. This is a fragrance which is fantastic in terms of its composition. This is Eau Santal, which is a inspiration of Santal 33 or Santal 33 by Le Labo. Excellent composition, lasts all day. I think I did a review of it under the Montaigne house that I reviewed. Check out that house if you're not familiar with it. Really, you know, simplicity at its best. Just a label, sprayer, you get the idea. But a great fragrance, lasts all day. Santal 33, obviously known for the sandalwood, the scent of Manhattan. If you never smelled Santal 33, I recommend checking out Montaigne. They have a huge library. Go check them out. You will not be disappointed. Especially Eau Santal, which is an excellent dupe or clone of Santal 33. And you don't get the pickle note from this fragrance either. Okay, last fragrance on this list. I don't know, I think I'm a little bit biased because the bottle is just so, look at that. Have you seen something like this? Check this out. This is a magnetic top. This is Dunhill Century. Dunhill Century, wow. Okay, so I'm a sucker for vanilla, but I'm also a sucker for sandalwood. I mean, the attention to detail on this thing, just look at this bottle. This is 135 ml. Just looking at how many mils this thing is. 135 ml, magnetic top. You can pick this up easily for like 35, 40 bucks or something. Nothing crazy. But in terms of a fragrance, I mean, I'm just telling you on the presentation here. But this fragrance, you can wear it year round, like I said. Right? Sandalwood, very prominent, dominant sandalwood in the opening, mixed with a little bit of spices, has a green, effervescent aspect to it. Overall, just a great fragrance. And I think any of these are so safe that you could probably buy them as a gift as well. Check out, if you have not checked out, this is really something that you should put on your list. Okay, I lied. There is one fragrance that I forgot to mention to you. It is not the last fragrance. This is the last fragrance. Botanique Matin à Mogador, right? Probably, if you've watched my videos, you know I've talked about this. I have a review for this. However, if you have not, go check it out. I think this is a niche fragrance, Botanique, and out of Spain. Excellent house, very interesting and unique offerings. This one here, so because you haven't smelled it, I'll give you an idea. You can watch my video, my review. It gives you a more comprehensive, holistic idea of that fragrance. But let me tell you something. What you want is, if you're thinking like DHI, Dior Homme Intense, the old version, and you're thinking Guerlain Shalimar, and you like aspects of both of those, so the iris, the vanilla, there's a bunch of things in here. Let me just spray this. Yeah, it's really a scent that wears you and you don't wear it, right? This is Matin à Mogador. I'll write the names of everything so you know what I'm talking about. But overall, this is such an amazing offering from Botanique. It's really outstanding in terms of its uniqueness. It'll get you compliments. It does everything it's supposed to as a spring fragrance. It's not too overwhelming. You can wear it in an office. It won't choke you or anyone else, so on and so forth, right? Just check out the video, you'll know what I'm talking about. If you haven't not subscribed yet to my channel, please do. That will help me immensely. I really appreciate you guys taking the time to check out my videos, and I'll catch you on the next one.